Visit a Chick-fil-A anywhere in the United States, and you're likely to see a long line of customers patiently waiting to order the restaurant's flagship menu item.
There you guys go.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Part thanks to its famous chicken, today Chick-fil-A is the third largest U.S. restaurant chain by domestic sales.
We're still seeing tremendous growth in our business. So far this year, we're up about 20%. We've kept that locked away in a vault, and we'll continue to use that same recipe.
None of the employees have access to it, so it is still shrouded in a lot of mystery. There are recipe sites where you can try to recreate it, but they have never put it out.
You think you're biting into a hand-breaded premium chicken sandwich. But what if I told you that chicken was pre-soaked in brine, sealed in bags, and thawed before ever hitting the fryer? Chick-fil-A has built an empire on its image of quality, but much of that image is engineered in marketing rooms, not kitchens. Today, we'll dig into what's really happening behind the scenes and why the truth about supply chains might change the way you see your next meal.
Chick-fil-A has long taken pride for its commitment to selling a high-quality product.
In fact, Chick-fil-A's name is a take on chicken fillet, with a capital A at the end symbolizing top quality. The original chicken sandwich is the same today as in 1967. A breaded breast of chicken, 2 pickles, both placed on a buttered toasted bun.
They like to say it's simple, so they want to keep customers knowing what's on that menu to be able to easily decipher what they want.
We think about the way that we serve guests. That consistency is really important, that we get hot sandwiches, cold salads.
You're told every piece of chicken is hand-breaded, a worker pinching flour on each strip, a cook sealing the flavor right before your eyes. But what if that story ends inside a freezer before the shift even begins? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
Customers seem to agree. Since its creation in 2015, the American Customer Satisfaction Index has been dominated by Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A often rates very high, even though the service in the drive-thru can be slower. People are very happy with the quality of the service they get. So if you go to a Chick-fil-A now, in many locations, you will see workers out in the drive-thru with tablets. And so instead of speaking into a speaker box and kind of mumbling your order and it maybe getting screwed up, you're telling this person directly next to your car.
Today, many Chick-fil-A restaurants use a practice known as upstream ordering, where an associate will take a customer's order while they're still waiting in line.
This started before the pandemic, but has really proved very important to the pandemic when they closed their dining rooms.
Chick-fil-A built its frontline reputation on the message of care. Uniformed workers greeted you with polished manners. The kitchen seemed set up like a permanent stage for an old play, a smiling team preparing everything fresh with an almost moral sense of duty. That image flooded ads, uniforms, and store designs. Each detail reminded customers of service, decency, and food crafted with hands, not machines. Told you this was not fast food, it was higher order. But then, inside accounts describe another picture. Chicken does not march through the door as raw and untouched. It comes shipped from processing plants, pre-brined in bulk packages. What looks like careful prep is really bulk management. Workers are left more with logistics than artistry, arranging thawed bags that have already absorbed measured salt and seasoning. The word hand-breaded may technically pass the test. Someone dips the pieces in flour before dropping them into oil, but the entire flavor blueprint has been locked in long before. Meanwhile, the flour itself is no artisan's blend.
We really think that that's a key differentiator in the way that we operate. We're not looking for a financial investor or people that want to buy a big market and open a bunch of stores.
Chick-fil-A likes to say it's about like going to Harvard MBA. It can take anywhere from 12 months to 24 months. So you really have to want to do this and be willing to go through the initial paperwork, but then extensive interview.
One of the skills that we really look for is somebody that's really good at developing people. A lot of the stores having over 100 employees, they've got to be really, really good at pouring in and developing people and teams and leadership.
Operations depend on premixed breading made in industrial mills. It arrives in sealed bags with every ratio calculated for consistency. No cook on duty chooses spice, balance, or grind. In effect, the kitchen training is not about craft, it is about motion. Repeat these dips, coat the fillet, toss, drop. Think of a soldier polishing a rifle. On the surface it glints with care, the cloth moves with discipline. But the rifle was worn, assembled, and approved in a factory thousands of miles away.
If they had 10 or 15 locations, it's hard to have that market presence and to really know their team members and the communities that we serve. And we've got a lot of interest to become operators and feel like that model is going to be really important. It's what's gotten us to where we are.
We have about 2,600 restaurants throughout the country. They're also located in Canada, and they are opening in Puerto Rico.
We're opening about 100 stores a year right now, and we've got a lot of growth potential here just domestically in the United States, but we're also looking at international as well.
It's a very close culture. They're also invested in its values, which they do say are based on Judeo-Christian values, which you don't have to be a Christian to work there, but they do, take some of these basic values of humility and generosity. And
the hand polish does not change the nature of the weapon, it just makes it presentable. Step into the kitchen at a peak hour. The room hums like an assembly line, not a corner diner. Hundreds of fillets move through the same bins of flour. Gloves dip, shake, repeat. Trays stack in rows. Each action is timed, like pieces shifting along a conveyor belt. The priority is scale. Feed long lines of customers fast, without slowing the clock. The image of one pair of hands carefully breading one cut for one guest falls apart when the order board blazes with 100 waiting tickets. Some reports have caught what lurks when this scale strains the system. Inspections in various locations documented problems. Chicken pieces stored at unsafe temperatures, raw meat stacked longer than guidelines allow, fryer oil pushed past its limit. None of this fits the glowing ad script of crisp white aprons and fresh-from-scratch meals. It reads more like wartime logistics, where supply has to sustain demand, no matter the stress on quality. You, as a customer, expect a certain standard. You imagine a private ritual of cooking, your sandwich as the center of a careful process. Reality is closer to a command post moving supplies at mass. Quality control means uniformity, not individuality. What you believe is fresh battlefield prep is in truth the movement of rations through a hardened system. Efficiency wins over intimacy. And here lies the twist. The famous flavor, the crispy shell with a hint of seasoning, is not a secret family craft. It is the product of vast vendors, brine formulas, and lab-tested mixes, designed so every store tastes the same. What you recognize as signature is not heritage, it is discipline, a uniform outcome built on industrial process. But food handling and outside prep is only the surface. What lives inside the sandwich itself, the ingredients, the sourcing, the hidden costs, tells another story waiting to be exposed. Chick-fil-A does not lead with food. It leads with discipline. Not the seasoning, not the fry oil, but the system itself. Every sandwich meets the same standard because the brand sells you uniformity dressed as craft. It's not superior taste, it's superior control. You have to ask yourself, whose standards govern the food on your plate? Marketing departments or real kitchens? Every dollar you spend casts a vote. It decides which story carries weight, which supply chain sets the rules. Subscribe and join a community that exposes hidden tactics shaping both battlefields and dinner tables.